Again.
Yes, he was on one. He was in one of my Instagram videos about loving yourself.
That was in portrait. This is in landscape, so you know we've upgraded.
Absolutely, yes. And we're now on YouTube. Graduated from Instagram to YouTube.
Yes.
Uh, Gavin really changed my life. Yes, we know this from the last video or whatever. But it was important because you are brilliant. He's a brilliant
I
person.
mean, yes.
I don't say you want to say nothing against that. He's really smart and um having like-minded people in your life makes a world of difference because you help to open my mind and broaden my perspective in life, right? So where should I even start? You tear up
I
my
was
mind.
born on a Thursday. It was a cool Thursday afternoon, June 2,
Not that
1994.
far back.
Oh,
Please.
my first steps?
Anyways, um, Gavin is a life scientist, entomologist.
Yay.
Yeah, if you don't know some love science by now, then you have not been watching my videos. I absolutely love science. And Gavin, being a scientist and also a good person, when he started saying like how annoyed he was with stupid people,
The existence of fools.
yeah, I started realizing that okay, maybe I'm not judgmental. Maybe people actually are a little less fortunate.
Less fortunate.
I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but people make some really dumb choices or whatever, and I used to burden myself with that. I used to say to myself, "You're being judgmental. You, who are you to say that these people are not?" I don't know.
Don't
The
have
whole
sense.
point is that Gavin helped me to see that yes, it's okay for you to see that people may not have the same mental capacity as you, but it is your duty to teach them or to help them to learn.
Mm. And that kind of goes both ways. I'm sure there are people that are looking at scientists and saying, "Ugh, they're all idiots." But you have to have an open mind when it comes to communicating with people and try to see things from their perspective. It's not that they are indeed idiots and they're choosing the bad thing. They have certain environmental pressures, environmental things that are causing them to think this way. So they may have grown up in a place where science wasn't a big deal or they didn't trust the government. There's something behind that. So it's kind of our responsibility to kind of tease out that nuance. Like it's not that everybody is like foolish for their own choice. They just were grown in that environment and they can, yes, make better decisions and sometimes they do do
Doo doo.
but
How old are you?
I'm five. But when it comes to getting to a point of getting out of your own comfort zone, you have to be open to it. You can't force anybody to think of anything. And there was this quote that I remember from a quote, like an experience from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like he was talking to people who didn't believe in something that made sense. So like I think the flat Earth or some other conspiracy, and he was saying that if when talking to those people, he asked them one question: Is there anything that I can do to change your mind? And if they say no, then you're done. You can't change their mind. You can't help them. You can't enlighten them. You don't have to spend your time to try to convince them because they themselves are not open to anything other than their own
Right.
views. So there's nothing you can do.
I,
Like you can try and like preach as much as you want. They are not open to it.
there's a philosopher, was it Socrates? I think it was Socrates that said, I cannot teach a man anything, I can only make him think.
Mm.
So, as much as you would want people to think or learn, you can only make them think. You can say something and it doesn't register because they're not ready to hear the message.
Mm.
And like Gavin said, there are environmental pressures that may cause you to not be as conscious as the next person.
Mm.
Uh,
Like another thing too is like bias. Bias is very implicit in so many different things in our decisions. Like I don't want to mention Trump, but like when it comes to people that are supporting Trump, they're not supporting him for like the climate initiatives or whatever he's doing. They're supporting him because at the end of the day, he's instilling policies that make it beneficial for people with money to have more money and to keep their money. So that is their real goal. It's not about hey Trump is the best. It's like at the bottom line, they want to make sure that their money is there for the longest while, and whatever they have to agree with to do to get to that point, they're like, oh yeah, sure, something, 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 money on it.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that some people aren't actually dumb; they're just selfish.
Yeah, and they think, and the thing with that is that they can't really separate that from what they actually believe. So, yes, they care about the money, but the other things, other policies, they're not really paying attention to that. They may have some ingrained moral issues with it, but their main focus is money, and then that kind of occludes everything from their view. Like, nothing else is more important than money. If I don't have money, I can't live and everything. But obviously, we know that money isn't the main important thing in life. There's so many other things that are important.
Because look
But-
at how they're treating the environment.
Which isn't going to be around for them forever.
Exactly. You can go ahead and go after money all you want, but if you don't take care of the earth that you live on, what's the point? The money not going to last if you don't take care of the earth. You know.
And it's so surprising to see people's short-term views on that, because yes, you could store, like, save all the money you want, but if the world is literally burning and you can't breathe in it afterwards, like, what was the point? You can't enjoy life. You could enjoy life without a bunch of money, yeah, but if your actions are causing such a big negative environmental impact and your life quality is going to be decreased by that, but you're going to have more money, is it really worth it? I'm sure some people out there would say, yeah, totally worth it, because they're going to die in like 50 years or whatever, so it doesn't matter to them. But it's not going to
Selfish.
be, yeah, that's true. And sometimes people can be selfish when it comes to decisions that only affect them. Like, if you want to have a kid or not, like, you can be selfish. You can totally choose, yes, I want to have a kid, no, I don't want to have a kid. But when decisions are more impactful to the wider humanity, then it's sure, it's a responsibility for some people to do, but some people won't see it like that. They'll be like, oh, who cares? Like, this country is completely far away from me, even if it's affected, like, I won't be, so it's okay. There's not that human, or not even human, but like connection to life itself. Like, humans think that humans are the most important, when everything else could totally be fine without us. And
The world
Our
would be
responsibility
so much
to
better
take care.
without humans, but we're here to, make life better and whatever.
yeah, for humans.
For humans. But another thing that you helped me with is like balancing the darkness within me, because you brought the light in, but you even mentioned that some of my darkness may have rubbed off on you, but it was
Yeah.
beneficial.
How does it feel to be in a cave?
It's amazing. I mean, this is dark like my soul, so
You feel right at home? You look extra pretty right now.
cute.
Weird. I thought I sweaty you wouldn't be as pretty. No, that was I thought.
I know.
Oh.
So what was I saying?
Darkness.
Yeah, so my quote unquote darkness beforehand was, oh, I'm messy, but I'm okay with it. Wind?
It'll be fine.
Okay, so my darkness was like, I'm messy, but I'm okay with it, so totally fine. But there are some thoughts that I've had, like, sure, I don't feel comfortable sharing them with everybody else because it would, not necessarily be the best or the most most enlightening. But it's about kind of not putting yourself down for having them. So not every thought that comes across your mind is going to be one that you like so passionately care about and you want to go and pursue. So like, if like, very simple one, like, if when I'm in the field sometimes and I'm like clearing a path, I kind of get carried away with like clearing, so I cut more things than I need to. But it's just within me to stop and say, hey, even though this does sound like, it does like feel fun, I don't have to do all these extra things. And that can be related to some further darker thoughts. So even though I within myself think that it is fun, I don't have to act on them because they're not necessarily beneficial for me in the long run or for the environment around me.
Yeah.
So like, getting to understand more of those darker thoughts and accepting them as a part of me, but not a definition of me. So I might think the worst thing ever, but I'm still awesome. I'm so nice. I still have people that I care about, people that I like share stuff with, people that I love. That one negative thing or that one not negative, that one dark thing does not define me. And even
Yeah.
if it does exist in my mind, that's the only place it does exist in my mind. I don't have to go out and do these things.
Yeah, you don't have to act on it. And life is about balance, really, because you are, first of all, you're not your thoughts. And A million thoughts may pass through your mind every day. Are you every single one of those thoughts? Or is your entire personality characterized by every single one of those thoughts?
Mm.
No. Before I was a much darker individual. I used to be very bleak. I would probably a million times for the day say, "Wow, when am I going to die?" or something like that, right?
I remember when we had an earthquake in one of our labs, and sis was legit crying with happiness because she was all like, "Earthquake, we're gonna die!" And I was all like, when I first saw that, like, I was all like, "No, I don't want you to die." But then seeing that it brought her so much happiness, I was all like, "Huh."
But you know what, dead man.
I was like, that was one of the dark things too that kind of made me think differently, because who am I to say that her happiness, even though happiness to her would be like dying, who's to say that that happiness is wrong because her life would end? Like, it might sound very strange, but accepting that was like good in my
Yeah,
mind.
different perspective,
Yeah,
right?
like it doesn't have to align with what I think. Like
Yeah.
happiness to me might be living till you're like 90, but if she's happy dying right now, I'm like,
Go
who
get
say that
it.
happiness is less or greater than what I view or what I perceive? Go for what you want.
What
But
is
that,
your
not to
happiness?
say that you're supposed to go and off yourself
Nobody said that.
at
Just
all. We're
look at
always here to
me.
talk.
I wanted to die. Look at me living now. You know, there is hope. There is hope.
Mm.
But yeah, we balanced each other out. You would also. I didn't like talking to people about anything that bothered me. I used to just
No, no,
live
no.
in
Talk
my...
about the things. Talk about the things. If it bother you, talk about it. You trip on something, talk about it. Cuss about
Gavin
it. Give
would
a rant.
allow me to call him, like would I pick up the phone and rant to Gavin about whatever,
Yeah.
and that made a world of difference to me because I didn't have to go through things on my own. It made a big difference, especially because you have sense. Like I didn't really talk to other people because either they were younger than me and less experienced, or them just don't have no sense. So what's the point in talking to them, you know? But having Gavin there really made a world of difference. I'm telling you that if you do not find people who have a similar mentality, you are going to suffer. You're going to suffer. Yeah.
Just having people to respect you, like it could be views that are completely different from their own, but as long as they respect you and can understand that, hey, this person is cool, is going through something. I may not like understand exactly what they're going through, but I can respect it. If they feel a way about me calling them old, then I won't call them old. Like to me it might not be a big thing, but to them it is, and it's for me to not think that my way is right, but respect that everybody has differences, everybody has preferences, everybody has issues that they're dealing with, and I have no right to impose mine or my ways upon someone else's, because everybody's literally just trying to live their own life, and the least we can do is be kind to someone. Like, you may not understand it, but respect it. It's a true situation that the person's going through.
Yeah. And I mean I have so many things to thank you for, like a lot, a lot.
Statue.
Yes, I'll make a statue in his honor when I get some money.
Gold.
But
Gold platinum.
you're pushing
That's
it.
a thing, right?
Gold platinum. No.
Okay, I'll take both.
I will make a mini figurine. Could you not push
Okay.
it too much?
No
Thank
probs.
you.
With the lasers.
Yes. Sure. But I was limited in my beliefs. I didn't really believe in omens and universal signs and stuff like that.
So old women's then?
You know what? I feel like leaving. I really am sick. Sure. Anyways, it was when I remember the turning point was when I was telling you about a research proposal that I was working on, or like a theory that I was working on, and you were like, "Wow, sis, an owl!" Like we're on the phone, and he said, "An
Oh
owl."
yes, I remember that.
Yeah, he was like, and it something just struck me in that moment, and owl is a symbol of wisdom and whatever. Something struck me in that moment, and I was like, wow, this is what I'm supposed to be pursuing. This is it, because I had been blinded by wanting to die so much, but this kind of paved the way for me. Um, Scientifically, um, futuristically, everything.
Mm.
And for Gavin to see an owl in that moment, I started kind of investigating, omens. Because you even said you don't have to be limited to a belief. Because yes, I believed in God, and I still do. But now I also believe in universal signs and symbols and whatever.
Mm.
Um, so having someone with sense or someone with a similar mentality that is able to push you in the right direction, able to help you grow, I'm telling you, it is life changing. When I say Gavin changed my life, I don't think
Aw,
people understand. He changed my life so much.
that's awesome.
I know that you were supposed to be in my life. You changed my life.
Mm.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. Like
Um,
one thing that I love about like my relationship with Laurel is that like she's independent and like I love like doing stuff like this, like helping people realize how awesome they are and taking over the world and everything.
mm,
And sometimes this might sound weird, but sometimes I'm like, go. I'm gonna leave you, let you do your own thing and like find your own path and everything. I helped you in this one part of life. But like I don't have to be here for everything. Like you have your own life, I have my own life separate. We can hang out every once in a while. And that's cool. Like you can do whatever you want. And like the thing about Laura is that she goes out on her own. She doesn't like we don't message like every day, but whenever we do we hang out and it's like super cool. And I'm like I sometimes when I help people like they expect me to be there all the time to help them with this and that and everything. But like
oh,
that's not my goal. My idea is to like let people
they
figure
feel
out how
good.
awesome they are on their own. So once I introduce that light and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm fucking awesome, then they go and explore that. Yeah, that is what I want. You can always come back for like any advice or any help or anything, but this is your journey. Like
It is.
I may have ignited it, but you're the one that's carrying it. You're the one that is pushing through. You're the one that is going to have to deal with all the ups and downs based on the things that you've been experiencing or that I've introduced or things that have happened in your life. So it's not just about relying on anybody to do anything. It's realizing that this is your journey and for you to take it on forever. Like sure there will be people that come and go in your life and they'll teach you so many awesome things, but they will go at some point. Like they could go to another country, go to another place. They could pass on into the next life, but or just stop right there. But like that, their purpose isn't to stay in your life and help you grow. That is your job. They
You
help
have to
you.
grow. Stop being
Yeah.
so dependent on other people.
Yeah. Like it's not anybody else's responsibility. It could even be your parents. Like it's not their responsibility to teach you everything in life because if you do that, then you're going to be limited in some of the things that you will experience. Like there's so many things that I know, yes, but so many things that I have no idea on, and that other people could teach Laurel and teach me as well too about how to add those different ways of life into their life and make and pick out the perfect things for you. So like she was mentioning that she still believes in God, but that doesn't mean she can't take out some signs from the universe and say, hey, yeah, this works for me too. Like it
Exactly.
doesn't have to be like I only do this and I can only do this and forever and throughout all time. This is my only way to be. Like be free to enjoy and explore
Stop
life.
limiting yourself. Okay, you learned this from childhood. You don't have to let it go entirely, but if you integrate other perspectives into your worldview, other people's perspectives, because we're not the same person, you experience life differently from me. Does that mean that his life is a lie because
Exactly.
he didn't experience it the same? No, no.
Yeah. And like experiences can be literally anything. Like it could be even you staying at like one of my experiences staying at home and realizing how much joy that brings me. And to the point now
Oh,
where I'm like I can't imagine living with other people because it's like what? And it's it's something that you can learn anything from in any day, any experience. So you don't have to go out and like travel the entire world when you have no money to like learn about this and that. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It's about you finding those small nuggets of life, especially with the internet right now. You can like go around the world and hear other people's points of view just by searching something on the internet and just being open to listening to what they're going through because even if it's like two twins going living up in the same house, they will not experience the same things. They will have
they
their
won't.
viewpoints on different things. So there are so many small intricacies to life that can literally change your life at any point. But it's for you to be open to them, to see what works for you and what can add value to your life.
Absolutely. And you always said world domination, blah blah blah, and you're the reason why I feel like I can conquer the world for real.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what world domination is to me. Like I grew up on cartoons, so world domination was something everyone always said all the time. But I repurposed it to mean you are your world. You can conquer everything. Anything you want to do, anything you're passionate about, you can do it. There is literally nothing to stop you. The only thing that's stopping you is your mind. And once you open that up, you're like, I could have done this entire time.
Yeah. I feel like people think that they are here to get stuck in this 9 to 5 cycle, working
Don't
for
get
people,
that.
and that's not it. That is not it. If you see me working a 9 to 5, somebody must have a gun to my head or something, because it's just not it. The world is too. Not even just the world. There's so much out there in the universe, but for you to be limited to pursuing other people's dreams.
You know, one thing that always surprised me when it comes to like TV shows and kind of real life, like people that believe in soulmates, like that one partner that's gonna be there forever. They really believe that they can find that one soulmate in their same community. Like, of the billions of people in this entire world, all your soulmate for each person is like is in the same community. I'm like, that's highly skewed. Like, if you go out and explore more of the world, you can see that there are
More of your
even
beliefs.
things- yeah.
Sometimes your soulmate is right in front table because you are limited in your beliefs. Yeah, you can't see them.
I have one other thing I'd want to add. So yes, surround yourself with like-minded people, but also expose yourself. I think I mentioned this one before as well. Expose yourself to the views of other people as well, to people you do not agree with at all, and try to see where they're coming from, because it may not be that everything that they're thinking is like garbage and nonsense. It could be specific to them. Could even be specific. A part of it could be specific to you as well too. But it's about being open to those things. To be open to just at least analyze it. If you can say, hey, okay, cool. This part works, doesn't work for me. Okay, cool. Overall, it doesn't work for me. I can see why you would pick it and why you would do it, but it doesn't work for me. Just be open to exploring those things. Don't be afraid of different viewpoints.
Yeah, and like don't judge people for them opinions. That is where it starts from. Don't judge them for them opinions. Just say, okay, this is what they think. Why? When you find out the why, then you can just integrate that into. It's called synthesis. Just put it somewhere up there. It might help you.
Photosynthesis.
Why? But like-minded people, it's great to have them around you so that you can grow
And understand
and
yourself.
understand yourself better, but still open your mind to the views of people who you don't agree with. Open your mind.
Happy Friday.
It might not even be a Friday that's a post.
Happy day.